Greetings, Earthlings. I know it's been a while. I'm going to try something new for this video. Instead of using my infamous whiteboard, I'm actually going to just do a quick little Zoom recording with a digital whiteboard. And you guys let me know if you think this is okay, if you think it's not so good. But this makes it a little more convenient for me so that I'm kind of more likely to put out, content when I'm inspired and there's less of this lag time. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to share this whiteboard. So we're going to run through this. The question we're exploring today is, what do you do if you give up on math questions too easily? If you're feeling stuck all the time. So, and this extends to other areas of your life. So if you have no interest in math, or if you have interest in math and other areas, everything we say here should, you should be able to find value in other areas. First thing I want to point out is when this happens, I'm going to give you a perspective and an idea. That doesn't mean that this is the only idea that you should be thinking about or the only approach. But I think if you haven't thought about it this way, this might be pretty helpful. Okay, so first thing that I want to talk about is skills versus habits. And if this is an issue of skills, then you might be stuck on a math question because you simply lack the skills. You don't know the content, you don't know the topic. You may not know, let's say, the Pythagorean theorem or something, and you need that to solve the question. But too often what I see are students that have the skills, but they don't have the habit. So they know all the content, but the question is too hard for them. And if that's the case, that lets me know that we have to work on the habits and not the skills. For most people, it's a bit of both. But keep in mind, if you're like, oh, I already know the math for this, I just don't know how to do this question, or other areas of your life, first thing I would recommend is get clarity on what's the limiting factor. Do you lack the pure knowledge, or is your approach, do you feel like you don't know how to approach this hard question? Okay, so in terms of habits, so I'm going to focus this, let's assume you have the skills and the rest of this video is just on habits. I'm going to assume that, most people assume when they see a hard question, and we're going to use this as our running example, 7 to the 143rd power. By the way, I'm going to reference this at the bottom. This is an old video that I made, and I'm not going to do this question fully in this video, but if you actually want to finish this question, the question for this was find the ones digit of this calculation. If you want to know how to do that, you should go and watch that video. So I just put the exact title of it down here so you guys can find it on my channel. All right. So let's just use this as our running example. People will look at this and usually fall into two camps. They're either going to think this is easy and I know how to do it, or this is hard. Again, to remind you, the question here is we want to find the ones digit of that calculation. So you're either going to think this is easy or hard, or said another way, I know this or I don't know this. So the people that give up easily, what happens is the second they feel like I don't know this, they give up, or it's hard and I give up. So, but if they know how to do it, they can do it, right? So the problem is there's no middle ground. There's this extreme thinking or binary thinking of either or. It's either this or that. And what I want to encourage you guys in this video in terms of habits is not just to think of it in two camps, but as a spectrum. So what if it's over here? What if it's not quite easy, but it's a step away? So this diagram, which I probably mentioned in another video, you could think of this as your island of knowledge over here. And this is the ocean and the difficult space of problems. So most people think I know or I don't know, but sometimes you're only one step away from something else that you can figure out. So you can build a bridge to a slightly harder problem, but not quite what you want yet. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to think about. So let's apply this real quick. If you want to know the ones digit of this, first thing, and again, watch that video for the number 39 for the full details. What makes this problem hard? Is it the question, or is it the fact that this is an insanely high power? Well, if this is too high, you're like, okay, well, let me make this less scary. 7 to the 5th. Well, that's still annoying and hard. So why don't we make it even easier? Let's make it 7 to the 1st. Well, now it's easy, right? So now you're in a safe place. Well, now you can start exploring what happens if I try 7 squared, 7 cubed. At some point, you're going to want to you're going to have to make a few observations in this space of smaller calculations. But that's what I mean about habits. And so here you could use various words such as playing with the problems, look for a pattern, and breaking it down and so forth. Make it easier. But we took this hard problem and we tried to modify it to something that's still relevant and useful, but way easier. So if you poke around some of these, you might start to get ideas or like, okay, now I can try this problem. Or you know what, now this is feeling like my approach will not work as I go higher. So maybe spend some more time down here. So in general, kind of to summarize the video, get clarity. In this case, assuming you know how to do exponents, you do not lack the skills. You lack the habits of how to approach a problem like this. Of course, through experience, you'll just kind of know how to do this problem, but we're really interested in the case where you've never seen a problem such as this one before. And what do you do on your first pass on such a problem? So don't just think easy and hard. Think, can I make it a little bit like it's, I know this problem's not hard, not easy, but can I get the problem to be somewhere here? All right. I hope that is useful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and also what you think of this new quick digital whiteboard format. All right. See you guys later.